Welcome, everybody. Uh, welcome back from a traditional summer break. I'm looking forward to another great season of presentations. We're already booked up for the end, right up to the end of the year, as far as I know, so this would be great. Um, I want to let you know that even though we took a break over the summer, it really wasn't too much of a break for the board members. We've been very busy. Preparing as Dana has speakers for the rest of the year and even into 2026. Our donation committee has been very busy accepting donations that will eventually show up in the on the PHSNE eBay site or at Photographica. The journal is coming along. We'll have a 2025 journal out hopefully by the end of the year. We have five very interesting articles that I'm sure you will all enjoy. Um, and and finally, I hope you're all rested up and ready for another great season with PHSNE. I would encourage anyone who is enjoying these presentations who have not yet joined to do so. We need that membership dues to keep our programs running. And so if you do enjoy these shows, I would encourage you to either join PHSNE or at least make a donation. So um, but for now, I'm gonna hand it back to Dana. Hopefully the loud buzzing that I'm hearing, hopefully nobody else is hearing. Hopefully it's just my computer. So with that, I'm gonna hand it back to Dana. And welcome Dana back for this year.
Thanks, John. I'm not hearing it, so hopefully everything is fine with the recording. Let's see. Before I introduce today's speaker, just a few quick things. If you are in this presentation in Zoom and you want to see the presentation as large as possible, please go up to the top right where it says View and select Speaker. That's the best way to view this program. And please stay muted. We're going to take questions at the end. So if you would like to type questions into the chat while Yuqi is presenting, you can do that, and then we'll take questions at the end. And now, Yuqi, am I pronouncing your name okay?
Good.
So Yuqi Liu is a printmaker, bookmaker, and research-based artist currently pursuing her MFA in printmaking at the Rhode Island School of Design. She earned her BFA in illustration and printmaking from Parsons School of Design, graduating with departmental honors. Yuqi is the co-founder of Yuqi Studio in Anhui, China, where she leads workshops and promotes traditional print and papermaking practices. Her work has been exhibited across the U.S., including the BWAC Gallery in Brooklyn, the Idiosyncratic Printmaking Biennial at RISD, and the Art Complex Museum in Massachusetts, where she received the 2025 Takak Press Award. Her artist book and prints are held in public collections, including the Fleet Library Special Collections at RISD, the New York Public Library, and the RISD Museum. So, Yuqi, can you, if you can hear me, and we'll start the slideshow as best we can.
Yeah, okay, let me try to share. Yeah, can you guys see the screen okay?
Looks
Yes.
great.
Yeah, I already tried to enlarge it as much as possible. So yeah. I'll start it. Hi guys, I'm Yuqi. I'm a bookmaker, printmaker, and recently really focusing on the paper making. And today I'm going to talk about my story with the mushrooms. So why mushrooms? My interest in mushrooms started about 3 years ago, where I read some articles and books about the mycelium network and how they connecting with the woods. I read The Hiding Life of Trees, which I really recommend it, and I learned so much in these articles about the knowledge of the mushroom, which I kind of always ignore because I used to think mushrooms are hiding in like little corners. They're like kind of like evil things and similar to mold sometimes. But after reading all the article and learn more about the mushroom, I was being so inspired. And the Wood Wide Web really inspired me to do a lot of artwork. The Wood Wide Web basically means the mycelium network underground, forming by the mushrooms, and they have a symbiotic relationship with the trees surrounding them. Trees, mycelium network helping the trees to get more resources deeper under the ground and helping the trees to send electric signals between each other. And just like our neural system, how they work, they are sending the message using the mycelium network. And the mushroom gain from trees helping the mushroom to gain more water, sugars, and providing the resources for their living. And so that kind of like relationship really inspired me. And I did this artist book project, just kind of illustrate their connection visually. And I think that was not really enough for me. I really need to get to more know mushroom even more. I think someone's speakerphone is on. Maybe could turn off that would be helpful. So the I was in New York at that time, so the Inwood Hill Park is really the most near place around me to have a real old growth forest. It's on the tip of Manhattan Island, and I went there to just kind of like go around, and I really luckily checked their like website. They have a mushroom hunting program and led by several park ranger, and I just joined that program and do some mushroom forage with them. And it was so fun to finding the mushroom. And while doing that, I feel like I seen the wood in a very different way. Normally, I would just kind of like walk and see all the trees, but when I really looking for the mushroom, I was looking on all the corners, on the rotten trees, on the barks on the ground, on or the grassland. Um, and the most amazing is everyone's interaction with the mushrooms. We're all picking up the mushroom, seeing them, smelling them, and really feeling them by the hand, which are really amazing moment for me. So I start to use my camera to document the process of us like interaction with the mushrooms. And these are some mushroom photos I took, some honey fungus. Um, the on the red are normally we call like fairy cap, which are really beautiful, I would say. And yeah, especially the photos of people, our hands, or we're really looking at them, and or in the middle is a kind of a little bark be eaten by the mycelium, so it can back being decomposed into the soil again. And so I selected 60 different photo and screen print these photos. And I use a method called CMYK screen print, which means you separate your photo, color photo into 4 different channels, cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. By doing so, you can create an illusion of the color image when you printing single color at a time. And you can see the angle on the right. The angle just means when you do the screen print, you have to turn the image into a halftone if you're doing a digital screen print. And the angle just changing the angle of the halftone dot that's forming a way they can align and doing just forming a colorful image in the end. And here's some a little bit process of my doing that. As you can see, the image already done like 3 layer. The black, cyan, and magenta. I was like doing my last layer of yellow. So when you do a screen print, you have to do it layer by layer. But the same Yuqi screen print, just meaning I did a 4-layer print in order to get this image. And here is the final look of all 16 image. I mix the color a little bit intense than I normally did because I want to create a little bit magical feeling, and we're like in kind of like really mushroom hunting party and stuff. And I using this 16 image to bind them into a book. It was kind of a specific structure. I have a video on the end to help you guys to understand, but there's basically a triangle shaped structure to support each image when you open it up. And also when you close up, it turns back into a really normal book. But when you open up, it become like a sculpture-like book. You can see when this is the image of it's now fully open up, you can see the structure. I try to mimic the structure of the mushroom gills under the cap. Here's the image from the top. And also I create a clamshell portfolio for it to like have like full experience of open up and see the things. And here's a video how to. Yeah. When you open up, it can stand on its own, become like a really sculpture-like book. After I experiment with the image I want to explore on the material. I was starting to experimenting using the mushroom I forged to do some paper making, but I didn't really have enough like equipment or knowledge. So these are like my first try, just using the pure mushrooms. Like in the center is this one. It's just pure mushroom, and the fiber just too short to forming the sheet of paper, and it kind of start to crumble. I did test some different ways, different percentage of the mushrooms. I kind of figure out at the end there will be like 50-50. I use some recycled paper pulp at this moment to creating some mushroom paper. And I did use that paper to do a map print. It is the map of the Inwood Hill Park, which I forged my material. And this is print from 1955. I see it in New York Public Library, and they have like online scan photo, and I use that photo to put them into Illustrator to trace out the lines and basically reproduce it in a different way. And I use that line to do a laser cut on the acrylic board to have the engraving marks. By doing that engraving, I was able to print using that plate. And as you can see, this one is the final result, the map on the mushroom paper. Yeah, after that, I was wanting to learn more about real paper making, especially like Eastern style in Japan, China and Japan. We always use the kozo, which are the mulberry tree barks, to do the paper. So this is the different stage of paper making. Was the kozo are being soaked in the paper in water for about few hours. Normally it would be like 3 to 4 hours till it's being softened. And because the kozo have like 3 layers of barks, like the outside are black barks, in the middle are the green barks, and inside are the barks we can use to make the paper. So we need to do some like cleaning with the knife first, and after all the cleaning being done, it need to be cooked with the soda ash to remove all the extra gum and the extra material in the barks. And normally I will cook it for 4 to 5 hours till it's super softened. But it could be cooking for even longer, but the longer you cook, the fiber will be turning weaker and weaker. There's kind of like a little bit balance you need to find. After the cooking, you need to basically beat it to the pulp, and the 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 cooking makes the bark super soft, but like the beating really like separate the fiber and let the fiber to be able to float in the water. But luckily, I was in university and the school have this machine called Naginata beater, which a machine designed for beating up the coastal fiber. And I got a video here to just show how it's being beaten. Yeah, so when I stick the stick into the machine, it's telling me whether my fiber is like fully beaten enough. If the fiber is evenly be displayed on the stick, just mean it's being fully beaten up. It's ready to go. And if it's still like clumpy and some part is more, some part is less, just meaning it's not ready yet. Yeah, then it's like real hard part of paper making. You need to set up a vat, add the water, add the pulp you already beaten, and add a very important ingredient called nari. It's kind of a gel-like stuff from the plant. Uh, it's just a kind of like a little bit slime feeling. It's kind of sticky, and this nari helping the paper to separate from each other when you like really making paper and forming a really large stack of paper. And here is the mold that deco I used. I have a video after. Yeah, and this video basically show how to forming the paper from the vat.
哦，原来是这个网，那我还没有。然后要保护还有那个呀。这现在是好，现在老太什么？没有过，因为是教授了。教授了。是的嘛，你这个年轻是的。
Yeah, basically, it's a pretty hard technique to do. You have to be really careful about the angle you're putting into the water and making sure the back and forth, allowing the water to drip it down, but not like and also make the fibers spread evenly on the screen. Yeah, after like forming a really large stack of paper, you need to put it on a weight and let the extra water to dry out, and you need to separate them each by each on a board to let them dry, and when they dry, it's ready to use. So for the Beyond the Eye project, I use the mushroom I grow myself. I bought a online grow kit for the shiitake mushrooms, and it was really kind of fun process to do. I keep it separate in kind of a little box and separate from the outside environment and spray the water every day, and just seeing them growing larger and larger is really interesting. And after they have been fully grown, I harvest them and just kind of like beat them and separate them into like small pieces. And after that, I mix them with the coastal fiber and starting to make the mushroom paper out of it. Even though it seems super, the mushroom are kind of popping up, it's not even, but when it's dry, it's super even. And yeah, here's a large drawing board here. Yeah, here's the final result of this paper. So for the image or in the Beyond the Eye project, I went back to mushroom foraging again. I foraged in the Lincoln Wood Park in Providence, and I found a nonprofit organization called Mushroom Hunting Foundation, and they kind of like they have like classes and lead me, and also I was went there with my friends to forage a bunch of mushrooms, especially some edible mushrooms. Here. Yeah, so this mushroom, wild mushroom we forage, we are like follow by expertise. So I don't recommend anyone to do that in like by your own. I won't eat the mushroom I forage, but where went with the expertise, they find some mushroom which are edible, and we just kind of like have a mushroom party over here. And a little advice on cooking the wild mushrooms. You try best not to wash them. The water will flow away all the umami flavors. And also don't use the butter to cook the mushrooms. The butter will overwhelm all the flavor of the mushroom and let every mushroom taste like a lobster. And just use like normal veg oil would be really helpful. Yeah. So I went back myself and collect some mushroom for the image taking. I was basically attracted by the turkey tails. Uh, they have like a really furry layer on the cap, and they have like a slightly different color under the light. That's kind of like intrigued me, so I go there, find a bunch of them, and yeah, I was using the microscope to take the image, take the photo of the mushroom, and the Olympus stereo microscope is what I used, and and I have the camera adapters to connect the camera body to the microscope lenses, so that instead of using camera lenses, I was using like microscope lenses to take these photos, and you can see. Oh, and I was using this camera to take all these photos. Yeah, you can see here. It's just I have its adapter is over here and the camera over here, and I can directly take the picture from the camera. So it's pretty convenient. And as a result, you can see here, I can see the things on here and the image in here. And this little line on the pictures are actually the spider web on the mushroom gills. I took a bunch of image under the microscope, and this image are really truly beautiful. It's reminding me like some kind of landscape. It doesn't seems like a mushroom surface anymore. It's become like a more larger stuff. And as you can see here. Yep. So it's getting into the printing process. It's a little bit complex, but I will put a link on the chat after it's done to explain the whole process. But I was using a method called peer edge. These are basically the photo I made, and it was be printed out on transparency with opaque ink. And Pierce is a method to apply a thin layer of light sensitive film onto a copper plate and expose that under the UV light. As you can see, this stuff are the layer of light sensitive film, and I apply that onto the copper plate and use the air dryer to dry it and let the film to stick on the plate. And I use the transparency with the opaque ink while avoiding the UV light to hard cure the film on the copper plate. And by using the film to expose the image onto the plate, and I was getting this image on the cover plate, letting me to able to do entirely print with it. So after the like the purple part is cured on the plate, I need to do the process called aquatint, which basically in etching there's open smooth surface won't be able to print. So aquatint is helping me to create a thin layer of uneven surface. And it's basically you can kind of see over here, there is a little fan underneath and there's resin in it. You put the plate into this little things and run the fans, let the resin to spread evenly on the plate. And after that, the little you need to put the plate onto a hot plate or directly have the fire underneath to let the resin melt on the plate. So the part which have the resin won't be etched by the acid during the etching process. Yeah, I didn't have much image because it's kind of a little bit dangerous process, so I don't have much great photo documentation, but I can kind of explain in that way. And here is the etch plate. And in here is like basically this is the acid bath. You just backen the plate, put them into acid. Within the time, I think it's 35 seconds, and remove it, rinse all the acid with the water, and you have your plate ready. Yeah, after I finish all this plate, it's basically jump into the printing part. Yeah, the printing is just like wipe the ink on the plate, and then you have run through the press. You have the image being printed. Here is a little outcome. So for the first version, I did a Shankolei. Basically, this yellow part with the image are the mushroom paper, and on the back are the cotton paper. The Shankolei basically mean to glue the Eastern style paper onto the Western style paper. So doing that, it's kind of like you couldn't really see the mushroom paper I made. It's kind of like you could only see the white cotton paper, and the mushroom paper was just bringing a little bit of color. But I still try with that to do the first version of the Beyond the Eyes. I printed it and use the drum leaf method to bind them into a book. Here's some few image here. For the final of this project, I decided to go straightly with the mushroom paper I made. I just kind of like reprint all the image, but instead of using the cotton paper, I just straightly use the mushroom paper I made. And I didn't bind them into a book form, but I kind of like separate them and keep them into a portfolio form. Over here, some detailed view of the final book. I have a short video of showing each page of the book. Yeah, that's it. Thank you guys. Yeah, and here underneath are my Instagram and website. I will kind of update a lot of my like art making process on my Instagram, and if you guys interested, you can follow it. But yeah, I think it's the end.
Thank you. That was amazing,
Thank you.
Yuki. There's one thing that we always do is offer our presentation givers a round of applause. So if everybody wants to unmute, feel free to give Yuki a round of applause. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's such an amazing project. What I will do is ask if anyone has any questions, and he's going to put into the chat the link to the process, to the etch process.
Oh yeah, let me put that link. I saw the really amazing YouTube video about like the whole pure edge process. So if you're interested, you can check it out.
You can also, if you'd like to unmute and ask a question, I don't see anything in the chat at the moment. If anyone has a question about the process or about the project. Oh,
Yeah.
great. Thank you.
Hi, Yuki. My name is Diane.
Oh, hi.
I was wondering about your clamshell cover. Was that also made with the mushroom paper that you made?
Oh yeah, yes. I can reshare the screen and put back into that page.
Okay. Here.
It's like this one, right?
Yes.
The cover is also made with mushroom paper, but I made it into with a kind of different way. I like normally I will like scoop the paper out of the vat, but in this type of paper, I have a really large scale screen with a mesh, and I directly pour the fiber mix with the mushroom onto that mesh and let it dry naturally, and it will be forming a really thick layer of paper and have a little bit different texture than the normally scooping the paper out of the bed. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
There is a question in the chat from LER who says, I have several questions, but the first one is, why did you decide on a halftone process to print the first book you discussed tonight? Were you looking for a retro look, given that the process is 20th century?
Mhm. For the first project, I was more interested in just using the screen print method to forming the image. It was like kind of like my first real big project with the mushroom. It was a little bit, I wasn't explore the material that much in this project. So, is that the question you want to ask? Mm.
Yeah, feel free to unmute if you want to add to the
Yeah. You can just unmute and ask a question.
Okay. Hi, this is Laura. Yeah, I apologize. I was just asking if you were intentionally looking for a retro look, but maybe it was the layering and the way the angles that the each CMYK layer needed to be placed at a certain angle. Is that the reason that you decided to go with the halftone? It had nothing to do with trying to get a retro look?
Yeah, it's basically it's kind of a natural outcome of the method of CMYK printing. It has that image quality. It's uh I do intentionally to make the color a little bit denser to make the whole image to look more vibrant than it
Right.
normally would be. But that basically because I want to create like a more colorful image because I think that would be working really well with the structure I'm working on. The kind of like the sculpture-like structure, it will be kind of like wow effect.
Okay, so it was more color that you were going for as opposed to a crisper image.
Yeah.
Because halftone is not going to give you that crisp. Okay, thank you.
Also, when doing the screen print, the halftone is more easy to be printed.
Okay, an easier process to do
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
The screen print need to they don't have like gray. They don't only have black and white. The black part will is the part the color will go through. There's
Mhm.
inner part, so the only way you can create like image in like 4 layers is using a halftone dot to separate them and create a illusion of the colored image. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
I have a question. When I met Yuki, we were at the Rhode Island School of Design Unbound Fair, which
Yeah.
is a great venue for students to showcase artist books and printmaking and design elements. And um, with the artist books, I saw so many on display. Was there a course that you took that was specifically about making artists' books?
Mm, Not really. I do take a artist book class in my undergrad with Sarah Nicholas, but I didn't take the artist book class after. It's basically because I really into making artist book. For me, I uh make was into making like more large installation stuff, and artist book is kind of like a documentation of my whole process. Yes,
Hmm.
kind of like come along with my other project. Yeah, and making artist book is just really amazing thing. I feel is it's just like I really enjoy doing the binding, and when you uh do the design, do the binding, you're kind of into different mode. You have like a silent environment to just focusing the things you're doing on your hand. Yeah.
Thank you. It is like an incredible process to take it through making the paper, foraging the mushrooms, making the paper. It's so personal, and like the memory of doing all of those things and resulting in the portfolio, it just has such meaning and it's really beautiful. Um, let's see. Jessica asks, I especially like the transparency of the pages with underlying images showing through. My question is, any text as a component or purely visual?
It was purely visual.
Do your other installations incorporate text when you're working?
Oh, I do have a recent project. It's kind of like purely about the text. It's a project about the 女书. I was using the 女书 letter to, using the paper pulp to write the 女书 letter on a large scale screen. But I was repeating that process till the whole paper you couldn't read that anymore. It's more like a combination of performing art and also the paper making. Uh, I do post that project on my Instagram. I haven't updated my website, but you can see that on my page. Yeah.
That's great. I would love to see that. That sounds amazing. Do you want to type your Instagram and your website into the chat?
Oh yeah. I can also just.
Okay.
Let's
Oh,
see.
great.
Yeah, I
Thank
can send it again. Yeah, I've sent it again in the chat.
you. And the piece behind you on the wall, are these also mushroom paper?
Yeah. It's not purely mushroom paper. Like the piece over here, the white part are the causal fiber, but the darker lines are the mushroom fiber I foraged, and I just kind of directly using the mushroom to forming the lines and structure on the causal. Yeah.
Right. With all of the materials that you used for this book, starting with the mushrooms and then going through, the kozo fiber and all of the machinery and being able to use the stuff at the lab,
Mhm.
must have been a huge help. Um, where did you find the copper plates? How did you source the plates that you used to make the engravings? The
Oh,
etching?
there's a specific brand. I suddenly forgot the name, but they're manufacturing like um one side mirror like copper, and that is the copper I use. But I think there's also some copper plates in different shape on Amazon. I I once used a rounded shape copper plate I bought on Amazon and do some etching that also be useful. Uh, yeah, but I think if you search like one side mirror like copper plates, you'll
Mm,
yeah. I think there's only few company making that. Yeah.
yeah. Um, the prints look incredible. And when you did them first on the cotton paper with the mushroom paper backing that you could sort of see through, I find that it's a completely different quality. It looks on the mushroom paper almost as if it sort of grew out of the paper into this image. It just works so well with that material. And was it what you expected when you saw the result for the first time?
Yeah. Yeah, because I did like the first edition with cotton paper, I was kind of like not happy with the result, and um, my friend actually encouraged me to do it again with the pure mushroom paper, and that result is so. Unexpected is so amazing. It just have totally different feeling on this paper. But it's also kind of tricky to print on this mushroom paper because uh, they're just kind of too thin for the etching printing. And for the etching printing, you actually need to make the paper damp before you print. So when I print the thin mushroom paper, I lay down the mushroom paper and I cover it with damped cotton paper while printing without like glue in between. So kind of similar method, but it's just kind of like won't join two paper together. And from that, I was able to print out this image.
And portfolio, did you decide on the size when you were making the plates? Did you know you had to sort of lay it all out in your mind before you made the size of the image on the film for the plates?
Yeah,
So
I do use the InDesign, the Adobe InDesign to do all the design and layout before the size being decided, and there's some kind of like graphic design elements in that. Yeah.
yeah, I really like the different sizes and different textures, the way they were put together on the pages. It really looks beautiful. Um, let's see. Does anyone else have questions?
Yes, right here.
Hi, Ryan.
The initial pictures of the fans of color are those only one particular what I want to say is one particular book, or are there an edition of those? Because as soon as I saw it, I said, "This is Japanese. This is completely, something that I have seen a lot from these books and that sort of thing." So I'm going, whoa, wait a minute. Can you say a little more about how that fan arrangement and then fold it back together? It just seems like it's charming.
Oh yeah. It's basically their it's a little bit hard to explain, but there is like individual image separately, but there is a triangle shape structure to and with a little side sticking out to glue on the front paper, front print, and the bottom part is glued with the next print, and it's kind of continue and continue. And with that triangle shaped structure, it could be open up and having the triangle part structure as a support for the book. But since they're connected, there is still kind like just open it like a normal book.
You could sell that for a lot. I think all of those are just wonderful, and they really are.
That part is pretty hard because you need to figure out the angle of the triangle.
God.
It have like 16 prints, so I have to do some measurement and stuff, but
Yeah.
the outcome is really amazing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I liked how you described it as looking like the gills of the mushroom too on the underside.
Yeah.
Kevin has a question. The copper plate etching is remarkably similar for printed circuit boards for electronics. Oh, I lost the message there. Mostly you buy UV sensitive boards of copper laminated to fiberglass. And the ferric chloride etchant is not joking around. It's nasty stuff, the etching fluid. You said yours wasn't as high concentrate, right? It was.
We also use Friday chloride, the same chemicals. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I think I I think there definitely some similarity with like the production of the electronic boards and stuff. And also there's a method called photopolymer. It's similar with as the pure edge, but it's basically a steel sheet underneath, and license for license already be on it, so it can be directly exposed using the transparency with the image on top of it. I think that definitely like similar stuff, basically same stuff. Yeah.
Great. Does anyone else have a question? Well,
Yes, I do. I'm sorry if I missed it. Did you talk about how you got the images to print on the mushroom paper?
Oh, onto the mushroom paper is kind of same as the normal plate printing. You need to
Mm-hmm.
wipe the ink into
Okay.
this each plate. But for the mushroom paper is kind of special because mushroom when you printing etching you need to damp the paper on the water, but you couldn't do that with the mushroom paper because the coastal will separate and just turn back into pulp when you print
Oh.
directly back into the water. So instead
Mm-hmm.
put it back into the water, I have the dry mushroom paper and I put a damped cotton paper on the top when I printing. So when it runs through the press, the moisture on the cotton paper helping the mushroom paper to get the image from the plate. Yeah, so that's
Okay.
very tricky to do.
And I agree with everyone, the translucency of the mushroom paper and the loose leaf leaflets, that was really beautiful. I love the texture of it and the color.
Yeah, thank you.
and we were talking a little bit before about how um, it's not been tested yet how stable the mushroom paper is because it's the first time you've made it. So it's going to be like an experiment over time to see how it behaves as it ages. Because Kozo is stable, but the
Yeah.
mushrooms are an interesting new process. So
If it just turn back to the dirt, it will be also amazing for the project like this because it should be like back to the nature and
yeah,
stuff. But yeah, we will see. It seems pretty strong right now, but after 5, 10 years, I will check that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious to know.
Yeah.
And your work, I love all of the organic shapes and the everything. Everything just seems to be very organic in your work. And the way you do your books is just so innovative. That spiral is just incredible.
Thank you. Yeah. I do get a lot of my inspiration from the nature, especially just like walking, hiking in the woods. It just, yeah, it's, I won't like stay in the studio. I just come up with ideas. My process of making just like being out there, doing some research, like just enjoy myself and then have some like inspiration. So that's kind of how I make the art. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely translates to your work immediately when you see it. You see nature and organic shapes all over it.
I like the community of foraging mushrooms as a group too, the group that you found, and being able to be advised which ones you're not supposed to eat because you're not should never eat a mushroom that you can't identify. Um,
It's still really hard for me to identify the mushrooms. I can identify the common ones, but I'm not super sure. The mushroom just, yeah, they can really hurt you if you don't know them. Yeah.
well, thank you so much for sharing this project and your process with us. It's just amazing, and we really welcome you into the group. We hope we'll see you at future presentations too. And thank you again, Yuki. It's been amazing seeing this project sort of in person and then being able to share it with FISNE has been wonderful. So thank you again. And everybody, please check out Yuki's Instagram and website. And if you're in the area, please come to Photographica in April. We have a big camera show with lots of dealers and people who sell images, and be great to meet you and introduce you to folks. So thank you again. Really, really appreciate it. It's such a beautiful book, and we look forward to seeing what else you make. So everybody, another round of applause.
Thank you so much. Wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Also, I have this piece in a group show coming up, I think October, in Risty Museum Gillen Gallery. I will post the information on my Instagram when the exact day will come. But if you guys interested to see this in person, you're more than welcome to come. Yeah, and I was really enjoy tonight to just share my love of mushroom with you guys. Thank you for inviting. Yeah, it's
Wonderful.
So much.
thank you.
Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you for coming. I hope you could see the images tonight. Sorry about couldn't get the slideshow to fully expand, but as you can see, they're incredible images, and I hope you will stay in touch and maybe come see Yuki's show in October. All right, everyone. Thank you for FSNE's September presentation. Next month in October on the 5th is Vladimir Kazan, our FSNE member, who will be presenting on Dr. Nagel and his work with Zeiss Icon and Kodak AG. So we're looking forward to that, and we will see you then. Thanks, everyone.